Hi guys, this is World Traveling Udon Maker. My name is John. I've been traveling around the world for more than 3 years now. And while I travel around the world, every time I visit new country, I was cooking this type of noodle called udon from Japan by visiting someone's house or restaurants or hotels, pretty much anywhere with kitchen. And that's how I've been making my living for the past 3 years or so. So now I'm in this country called Bolivia in South America, and I'm having pretty tough time because of this coronavirus pandemic. I was supposed to be traveling around South America and head back to Japan in July or something, but now I'm stuck in this room in this hostel in Bolivia, and only time I'm allowed to go out is only in the morning, and it's only once in a week. So it's not easy, but I'm doing okay anyway. So today I wanted to talk about something different, and what I'm talking about today is where is the idea of this World Traveling Udon Maker thing come from. Every time I do my own party and workshops and stuff, to those who have come to those events, I've been explaining very briefly what happened in the beginning and what I've been coming through to come to this stage now, but not so much in detail. So maybe I can share my story of how everything got started and what I've been coming through. So originally I was born in Japan, and when I was 13 years old, my family moved to the US, and I graduated from the high school in the US and got back to Japan, and I started working in a company in Japan. But my life was not easy. I really had a hard time adapting to Japanese culture, and actually the working culture in Japan is pretty tough. I was working so much, and I was not happy with what I was doing at the time. And all of a sudden, I was not feeling well, and I quit my job. At that time, I didn't have any clear image of what I was going to do. So I was just laying down on my bed and was browsing through YouTube videos. One day, I bumped into this video about Japanese chef who was based in Japan, but was invited to many different countries because of the quality of food he cooks. Because he didn't have a kitchen in the country he visits, he was cooking in someone's house or restaurants or hotels or anywhere with kitchen pretty much. So the way he was doing and the way I'm doing is slightly different, but the idea of cooking outside of Japan in someone's house or restaurants or anywhere with kitchen facilities was definitely coming from him. So after I bumped into this video, I was browsing through the internet, and I just found out that there is udon school in this part of Japan called Kagawa Prefecture. And I just all of a sudden remembered about the video I watched, and I started thinking maybe if I acquire this cooking skill, maybe I can travel around the world like him. After I went to school, I was thinking what I was going to do, because I actually didn't want to open my own restaurant or something in Japan, because for two reasons. I just didn't fit into Japanese society. Like, I just had a hard time adapting to the culture in Japan when I was working in a different company. Second, I didn't want to settle in one place. I just simply loved traveling, and I wanted to see the world. Actually, when I was a university student, I was traveling a lot to India or Southeast Asian countries or Africa or many places in the world, and I really enjoyed. But I had a problem. Even though I enjoyed traveling, as I traveled around the world, many people were very, very nice to me, but I couldn't offer them anything in return. I couldn't cook, I couldn't do anything at that time. But now I acquired this skill and I can actually do something like do cooking udon for return. So for these two reasons, I just left Japan and started to travel to different country. The first country I arrived was Australia. I went to Australia because udon is made of wheat flour, and Australia was one of the biggest producer of wheat flour, and I just thought that it would be much easier to cook in Australia compared to other countries where they don't produce wheat flour or anything. When I first arrived to Brisbane in Australia, I didn't have any clear image of what I was gonna do. I had my like cooking gears and stuff like for udon making, but I didn't have any connection or friends or anything. But one day, I just met this guy, a Japanese guy who teaches Japanese chess, for free to this Australian guy to study English. And what he told me was he found this guy, Australian guy, on a website called Gumtree. And I just thought it's such a cool idea. Maybe I can do the same with udon. I just posted that I'm a Japanese udon chef and I can cook this noodle from Japan anywhere you want. And I quickly got some response, and one Japanese lady who has a child contacted me, and she said she has a son, and her son's birthday is coming up soon, and this boy really, really loves udon, so she wanted to come to me to her house and cook udon. Actually, I said, I can go to your place for free because I was not very confident at the time because it was pretty much almost like the first time cooking for people. So I said, if you like my service, you can pay. And she was very happy with my service and she actually paid a little bit, and I have become pretty confident after I finished that event. And one day I got a call from another person, and I think she was a chef, and she because she was not very clear of what exactly I was doing as a service, she asked me, what are you doing? And I explained what I was doing, and she actually said, oh, then you're a traveling udon maker. So that's where this name, World Traveling Udon Maker, comes from. And I kept on traveling to different cities, and I arrived to the biggest city of Australia, Sydney, and the second biggest city of Australia, Melbourne. And I kept posting about my service to this kind of online platform. And many Japanese moms especially were very interested in what I was doing, and I was invited to different houses, and they enjoyed my udon. They loved the quality of service I was serving, but their advice to improve my service was, why not let us step on dough or cut the dough, or for example learn your recipe. They wanted to do these kind of thing, and at that time I was just going to their house and bringing pre-made dough, and I started rolling out the dough and started cutting by myself. Like, I wasn't asking anyone to do it because I didn't think anyone would be interested in doing it, but they thought it's such a unique process and it's such a unique experience to have, especially for kids. So I started thinking maybe I can have like a party which you can enjoy, like stepping and cutting, like and do all the process of udon making. And on other hand side, I can just prepare something like a workshop which people can learn a recipe. After traveling around Australia, I started thinking maybe I can do similar thing in other countries too, and also I can enjoy the traveling, which I really used to love. And so from then till now, I've been, keeping traveling to different part of the world for 3 years now. So that's how this World Traveling Udon Maker thing come from, and how I've been coming through to come to this stage now. If you like the story, please leave a comment, or if you have any other questions, I would also love to have a comment about that too. See you in other time.